The 60s gave us Los Bravos igniting dance floors with Black is Black, Rosalia's early pop pioneers lost stop spinning teen angst into gold with El Turista 1.999.999, and Trio Venezuela warming hearts with velvety bolero harmonies, but that was only the beginning. From iconic anthems to overlooked gems, these are 10 one-hit Latin wonders from the 60s who disappeared without a trace. Number 10, Black is Black by Los Bravos.
Black is black.
When Black is Black stormed onto the scene in 1966, it felt like lightning in vinyl form, a Spanish band crashing the Anglo-dominated charts with a sound that blended garage fire, soul polish, and Euro-cool swagger. It came out of Madrid's bubbling pop underground, tracked reportedly in London under producer Ivor Raymond, and instantly catapulted Los Bravos into global territory few Latin groups had touched. Backstage, legend has it, the band struggled with sudden fame, the whirlwind tours, the English-language press, the pressure to match the hit's worldwide success. Teens blasted it through transistor radios from Barcelona beaches to Mexican plazas, the beat thumping like a runaway engine. Though they released more singles, nothing ever cracked the same cultural code. Today, Black is Black echoes as one of the first Latin-born songs to break the global pop barrier. A one-hit wonder that still feels like a mission accomplished. Number 9, El Cóndor Pasa by Los Incas. Most people remember Simon and Garfunkel's version, but long before that it was Los Incas, the Paris-based Andean folk group, who first brought this haunting Peruvian melody to a global audience. Their 1963 recording floated like mountain wind, pan flutes rising, charangos chiming, a sound unlike anything dominating Western radio at the time. The conflict came later. Reportedly, once the folk duo repurposed the piece in 1970, the world assumed the original was theirs. Los Incas found themselves overshadowed by their own song, their delicate arrangement becoming the blueprint for a mega hit they were barely credited for outside niche circles. But imagine that first moment. European cafes swirling with the earthy tones of the Andes, travelers carrying the tune across borders, the melody slipping into collective memory. Los Incas never scored another mainstream hit, but this one recording quietly reshaped global ears. Number 8, La Múcura by Los Tres Sudamericanos. Bursting out of Paraguay's vibrant 60s scene, Los Tres Sudamericanos delivered an infectious rendition of La Múcura, a track that fused tropical bounce with polished pop charm. Released in the mid-60s, their version became a continental smash, the kind of song drifting from markets, parties, and late-night cafes from Asunción to Caracas. Behind the scenes, the trio sat between modern pop's rising tide and the traditional rhythms that defined them. Reportedly, their label pushed for a follow-up in the same style, but none carried the same spark. They kept performing for years, but commercially La Múcura stood alone. Nostalgia comes easy. Picture AM radio crackle, bright harmonies spilling through wooden speakers, families dancing barefoot on tiled patios. A one-hit wonder, yes, but a memory maker forever. Number 7, La Bamba Twist by Los Sleys. In the early 60s, as twist fever swept the world, a little-known Chilean group called Los Sleys dropped La Bamba Twist, a reimagining of the classic Veracruz anthem with a rock and roll jolt. Their version hit like a sugar rush, energetic and youthful, perfect for dance halls lit with neon and cigarette haze. According to old radio accounts, DJs loved it because it bridged cultures effortlessly, Latin roots with a modern beat. For a moment, Los Sleys became the soundtrack of weekend teen parties from Santiago to Lima. But music trends changed quickly, and when twist mania cooled, the band's momentum faded just as fast. Still, picture those spinning dance floors, skirts twirling, leather shoes sliding across polished wood. La Bamba twist became a time capsule, the sound of Latin America embracing rock's first youthquake. Number 6, Yo No Soy Material by Los Aragón. On Mexico City's booming 60s, orquesta pop scene produced many gems. But Los Aragón secured their moment with Yo No Soy Material, a brassy, horn-driven firecracker that briefly took over regional radio. Released around the mid-60s, it blended humor, swagger, and a wink of working-class rebellion, the kind of song shouted from bus windows and neighborhood parties. Here is the twist. By most accounts, the band never expected it to be a hit. Reportedly, it was recorded as a B-side, a playful throwaway. Then listeners latched onto its attitude, and suddenly Los Aragón were in a spotlight they had never planned for. Without a follow-up matching the accidental magic, they slipped back into the club circuit. Still, the memory is vivid. Street vendors humming the tune, couples dancing under street lamps, horns blaring like a victory lap for everyday life. Quick pit stop. If these classics still give you goosebumps, hit like so more Latin fans find this and stick around, because the top tracks are the ones that truly define the decade. Number 5, Agujetas de color de Rosa by Los Hermanos Castro. Though they became respected performers, Los Hermanos Castro had only one massive continental radio hit in the 60s. Agujetas de color de Rosa arrived with velvet smooth harmonies, a Mexican vocal jazz blend wrapped in sweet innocence. Released in an era hungry for romantic pop, it spread through Latin America like perfume in warm air. Behind the curtain, the group wrestled with balancing jazz instincts against mainstream demands. Labels reportedly urged them to keep things simple. The brothers wanted vocal complexity. That internal tug meant later singles never reclaimed the sugary magic of Agujetas, and the group soon found themselves admired but no longer chart toppers. Imagine a 60s living room. Embroidered couch covers, soft lamp glow, that unmistakable chorus floating from a wood-framed radio. It was the kind of song moms sang while cooking and kids memorized without effort. Number 4, Esperanza by Los Graduados. Colombia's Los Graduados brought the world Esperanza, a sentimental ballad capturing the ache of long-distance love during a decade defined by movement and ambition. Released in the late 60s, it wrapped accordion flourishes around heartbreak, forming a vallenato pop hybrid that felt both deeply traditional and strikingly modern. But vallenato was still climbing toward mainstream acceptance outside Colombia. Esperanza became a fluke cross-border hit, but without strong international label backing, the group could not replicate that reach. Later tracks remained regional favorites, but never again crossed oceans. Still, the imagery is timeless. A couple swaying in a dim courtyard, warm night air, a melody carrying promises into the stars. Lonely soldiers, migrants, students abroad, all found solace in Esperanza. Number 3, Amor, Sincero by Los Cuatro. Hermanos Silva. Chile's Far. Hermanos Silva were well loved locally for folkloric interpretations, but Amor, Sincero became their unexpected runaway hit in the 60s, the song that pushed their harmonies far past national borders. Blend of romantic cueca stylings with clean pop production, it lit up continental radio almost overnight. The conflict came from modern pressure. They were a traditional group suddenly thrust into pop. Producers reportedly wanted them to modernize further, but the siblings feared losing their identity. The tension slowed their work and the wave of attention faded quickly. Yet, Amor, Sincero survived as a pure declaration, earnest and unmistakably Chilean. Picture grandmothers humming it while hanging laundry, teens dedicating it over late-night radio, the melody wrapping around everyday life like a gentle hug. Number 2, La Pecosita by Lost Dinners. From Mexico's northern dance band scene came Los Dinners, and their bubbly 60s hit La Pecosita, a cumbia-tinted confection that made every party jump. Recorded under a small regional label, it spread through pure word of mouth. Truck drivers blasted it at stops. Jukebox owners swore it made their machines richer. Teens turned it into a ritual. But success brought a problem. The song was too big. By most accounts, it overshadowed everything the band attempted afterward. Labels swapped, members rotated, and while Lost Dinners stayed beloved regionally, they never produced another cross-border spark like La Pecosita. Still, the visuals are instant. Ruffled dresses spinning, cold sodas sweating on metal tables, a brass section pumping joy into open-air plazas. La Pecosita remains pure sunshine and sound. Number 1, Cuando, Calienta el Sol by Los Hermanos Rigual. Before international artists covered it endlessly, Los Hermanos Rigual were the first to popularize Cuando Calienta el Sol in the early 60s. Their version was a slow-burning, sun-drenched bolero that painted images of sandy beaches, warm tides, and impossible romances. The trio's harmonies glided like soft breeze over crystal water, but critics were split at release. Some praised its elegance, others dismissed it as too dreamy. Then the public decided. The song exploded, but as global covers took over the charts, the Wriggles original slipped into the background. They kept performing, but never again reached that level of international visibility. Still, their legacy is undeniable. Their recording became the blueprint for one of Latin music's most enduring melodies, a summertime eternal, forever humming in memory. If that brought back memories, tap like and subscribe to keep the classics alive. From arena-shaking anthems to forgotten gems, these songs prove why Latin's golden era will never die. Next up, 10 forgotten 80s Latin songs that deserve a comeback. It is waiting for you on screen.